Gregory E. Chamitoff, Living in Space, by Vicki O. Wittenstein. In 2008, an astronaut, Gregory E. Chamitoff, lived on board the International Space Station ISS for 6 months with two Russian astronauts, Oleg Kononenko and Sergei Volkov. Second graders from the Packer Collegiate Institute in Brooklyn, New York, recently asked Chamitoff some questions. When you were little, did you play astronaut games? I built models of spaceships and read lots of books about space. A friend and I once built a flying saucer. It really flew. I used to watch Star Trek with my father. He was fascinated with the Apollo moon missions. When Apollo 11 launched, we went to Florida to see it. At blastoff, I said, I want to do that. Were you nervous or scared before you left? I was too excited and happy to be scared. As a passenger on board the shuttle, not a pilot, I could enjoy the launch. At takeoff, there's a big kick. Then the ride feels similar to turning a small plane. The trip into orbit only takes about 8 minutes. At the end, the speed increases and the shuttle shakes, so I worked harder to breathe, but generally the launch was pretty smooth. Is there a steering wheel in the ISS? We don't steer the ISS. The control center on Earth does. Mostly, the ISS just keeps flying in an oval-shaped orbit around Earth. What did you do every day? We followed a daily schedule. I got up, ate 3 meals, worked, and exercised. Think about how your muscles would deteriorate if you lay in bed for 6 months. That's what happens in space. I exercised for 2.5 hours with weightlifting machines, a treadmill, and a stationary bike. Bungee cords and harnesses kept me from floating away. We photographed the Earth to record changes from things like fires, erosion, and pollution. I conducted experiments in biology, chemistry, and physics. The ISS provides a controlled environment where we can learn what happens to humans in space and how to live on the moon and beyond. We took blood samples to study the effects of radiation and zero gravity on ourselves, and we recycled water. Did you learn Russian so you could talk to the other astronauts? Though the official language of the ISS is English, we often spoke Russian. All astronauts on the ISS must know both Russian and English. What did you eat in outer space? What was the worst food? Space food is good. It's a mix of American and Russian food, with varieties like Italian and Chinese. We ate a lot of tortillas. I liked a dish called siesta chicken. For me, the worst food was the Russian canned fish. Too smelly. But the Russians liked it. Where did you sleep? Each of us slept in a compartment about the size of a refrigerator. It's a little like camping. A sleeping bag, a computer, and some clothes just fit. I tacked up photos of my family on the wall. What was it like to be away from home for so long? I really missed my family, but I knew I had a good and important reason to be away. People think it's lonely and cramped to be in space, but it's not. The ISS is the size of 2 football fields, with lots of windows, and beautiful views of Earth, the moon, and the stars just lie outside. Also, I was more connected to people than ever before. Friends and family emailed me regularly, and I talked to control centers around the world. Would you go back again? Not too soon. I'm still recovering. Also, training is hard on your family because you travel to other countries, not to mention the time spent in space. I dreamed about becoming an astronaut and traveling into space my whole life. When you're young, it's hard to believe in your dreams, and sometimes you get discouraged. If you stay focused and have confidence in yourself, anything is within reach. Number 1. Based on the interview, describe what it is like to live on a space station. Use details from the text to support your answer. Number 2. What is the worst space food according to the text? A. Italian meatballs. B. Tortillas. C. Chinese soups. D. Russian canned food. Number 3. Part A. Which statements would Chamitoff most likely agree with? Select 2. A. Look after the planet. B. Do well in school. C. Follow your dreams. D. Try to overcome your fears. E. Believe that you can accomplish anything. Part B. Which detail from the text best supports your answer to part A? A. If you stay focused and have confidence in yourself, anything is within reach. B. At blast off I said, I want to do that. C. I was too excited and happy to be scared. D. I built models of spaceships and read lots of books about space. 4. Read the sentences. Also, I was more connected to people than ever before. Friends and family emailed me regularly, and I talked to control centers around the world. Which of the following describes the relationship between these two sentences? A. The sentences compare two events. B. The second sentence provides support for the first. C. The sentences describe events in order. D. The second sentence describes a problem caused by the first. Number 5. Under which two headings is information included that supports the idea that Chamitoff achieved a lifelong dream when he went into space? A. When you were little, did you play astronaut games? B. What did you do every day? C. Where did you sleep? D. What was it like to be away from home for so long? E. Would you go back again?